Welcome to Why I Vaccinate, brought to you by the Franny Strong Foundation and the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. I'm Ann Thomas. I'm here with my co host, Veronica McNally. And Veronica, on this edition of the show, as the Omicron variant continues to basically disrupt our daily lives, Why I Vaccinate will explore the issue of equitable COVID vaccine distribution. We'll also have an important conversation and more information for parents about COVID vaccinations. We turn first, though, to Mario Morrow, an old friend. He's the president of Mario Morrow and Associates. Mario, it's really great to have you on the show and a wonderful opportunity to interview you.
Thank you so much for having me.
So let's talk a little bit about this equitable COVID vaccinations. Is that happening here in Michigan, in the city of Detroit? What are you seeing?
Well, we're actually very proud of the efforts that the community has come forth and cooperated with us as it relates to making the vaccination available to everyone, making sure that we properly inform, we properly educate, and we get people vaccinated. We have done a great deal since I joined the great team from MDHHS and the communications partners with making sure that we have the proper tools in place and the resources. And more importantly, Anne, that we have universal partners. And what we've done in that short period of time, because everyone knows how important this effort was in a short period of time, but to make things happen very rapidly, was we built coalitions of people from across the state. And whether that's in the barbershops and beauty salons, whether it's faith-based, whether it's small to medium businesses, whether it's individuals who from block clubs who can help us address these issues where we can get this information to them, whether it's in messaging, talking points, whether it's through videos and commercials, to make sure that these folks, especially those who are hesitant, have the proper intellectual, factual information to make sure that these kids, seniors, and just everyday people have the vaccination.
And Mario, from where I sit, it seems to me that based on all the information that we have gotten into the radio station, Mayor Mike Duggan has done everything he could possibly do to make sure the citizens of the city of Detroit have access to vaccinations.
Well known, recognized celebrities who refuse to get the vaccination. And they become the ones that's in the newspaper about not getting, well, I'm not getting vaccinated. You know, we got this big thing now with the tennis player who won't get vaccinated. And that seems to be something I think that these younger folks are listening to these celebrities, and we're not really pushing out all the celebrities who have been vaccinated, whose lives have been saved, whose family members have been saved. Um, so I just think it's actual a peer pressure. It's a recognition of celebrityism. It's who you believe, who you talk to, and that's why we try to get to people who know people, who respect people, who are going to listen to folks. In the Black community, like most other communities, not just Black, but grandmothers and grandfathers seem to have a great deal of influence over the younger folks. If we
Interesting.
get them to say, son, grandson, granddaughter, baby, whoever, get vaccinated. If you don't, grandma's going to come over there and take care of you. Then folks will get vaccinated. But if you have folks who don't have those types of individuals in their lives, who listen to the celebrities who are not getting vaccinated, then we have a reversal and we have a problem and we have
And,
hesitancy.
and I know Veronica's got some interesting statistics about this too. Veronica?
There are a few really interesting statistics. Last week, I learned from the CDC that children who are unvaccinated are 7 times more likely to be infected and 11 times more likely to be hospitalized. That's just really alarming. And I know that we've had some uptake in the city of Detroit for the vaccine for kids in the 5 to 11 age group. So the statistics that we have heard is that about 7% have received their first vaccine, but about half of that have actually gone back and received their second. So what do you want these parents to know? These parents who have kids in this age group, how can we help them?
Well, first of all, as a former educator, and Ann knows this very well, I've spent over 30 years in education from a teacher to superintendent of schools. I know how important that sector of our society is, not just the kids, but the whole education environment. And if we want kids to go back to school, if we want kids to be safe, if we want kids to be safe and healthy, then they must get vaccinated. Parents are getting vaccinated and they're not having their kids get vaccinated. That's a problem. That's a problem. Teachers in Chicago right now are refusing to go back to work until they have some better protocols in place. The message, Veronica, the message is that if you want your child to live a long, productive, safe, active life, they need to get vaccinated. It's the same type of thing when you get a flu shot, when you get a shot against shingles. You need to take in these precautions to make sure that our future has a future.
So is it that it's an acceptability? In other words, the parents are hesitant versus an accessibility issue that they can't get the vaccine?
Oh, I think it's acceptability. Accessibility is without a doubt no problem for it shouldn't be a problem for anyone. We have vaccination sites all over the place. It's free. We can get, if you call the number or go to the website, we can set you up. Every CVS, every Rite Aid, every Walgreens, every Myers has vaccinations available for folks to get the vaccination. We're pushing hard, especially for that younger generation, that younger age group. So it's about acceptability. And parents need to accept the fact that if they want their kids to live a long, productive life like they have, then they need to get vaccinated. And we need to protect not only the children, but the entire community, the grandparents, the uncles, the aunts, the fellows, the peers and classmates. So let's make sure, parents, that you vaccinate these kids and vaccinate them today.
Mario, can you tell us what's happening in schools in some of these areas? Are they experiencing the kind of outbreaks that we're hearing about in other states?
Well, there are some outbreaks, and I think that more than the outbreaks, that the superintendents throughout the state are taking these precautions, especially the presidents and chancellors of colleges and community colleges. By when they came back from Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa break and New Year's break, they decided to delay. Most school districts decided to delay and push off and say, okay, let's see what's going to happen because the numbers started soaring. Those individuals, those educators are doing the best they can. They're partnering with the cities, the state, the health departments. The numbers aren't, from what I can see, as bad as they are in other states. That's primarily because we have great partners in our superintendents and our teachers and our educators who are working very closely with MDHHS and also the other local health departments to make sure that the kids and the teachers and the staff are properly vaccinated, have all the information, and are safe and healthy. They're going in and they're cleaning these schools. I mean, like they've never been cleaned before. I can tell you, I've been in a lot of schools over the years, and these schools are looking like hospitals now. Hospitals, that's clean. So they're doing all they can. And I think that's the success of the Michigan higher educators and teachers, if you will, for the state, inside the state of Michigan.
Mario, can you tell us why you are so passionate about this issue of equity? Obviously, it's vaccine equity is one of the most important considerations right now for the COVID-19 vaccine. So how did you become so involved in this?
Well, it's all about compassion for humankind. I'm just a strong believer that everyone should have a fair shot at everything. If you go for it, you can go for it on an equal basis. If the vaccine is not available in certain communities and available in others, we are just going to go back into like the 1700s where everyone is just, it's all about hierarchy. If you have the money, you can get it. If you don't, you're just done. I strongly believe that this world will be a better place if it's fair, if it's equitable, and everyone has the same, it abides by the same rules and has the same opportunities, especially when it comes down to health issues and getting vaccinations.
I really just appreciate the time you've spent with us today talking about the challenges that you have experienced in getting the vaccine to the communities that need it the most, and really appreciate the work that you're doing. Thank you, Mario.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Mario Morrow, president of Mario Morrow and Associates. We will continue in just a few minutes on why I vaccinate with a very important conversation from a pediatrician out of Wayne County. We'll be back right after this.